I left afterward. 2 days later, my cousin called me.
Anna, have you heard? Aunt Patricia's at the hospital. She's paralyzed. They said it was poison.
I already knew it was the tea. She tried to poison me. If I hadn't switched the cups, it would have been me lying there. I told the whole family what happened. They were shocked. One by one, everyone stopped visiting her. She was left alone in the hospital bed. Meanwhile, without her running the company, things started to fall apart. People resigned, clients left, and within weeks, the company closed down completely. Patricia lost everything. I later sent Patricia a bouquet of dead flowers with a card that read, "For everything you tried to kill." She spent her last days lying in a hospital room, with no one to care for her. No visitors, no family. My life used to be full of laughter and love. Every morning, I woke up beside Jordan, the man I loved and adored. He wasn't just my husband. He was my best friend, my partner in everything, and the father of our beautiful son, Micah. We got married young, but it never felt like a mistake. We built a small home filled with joy. I loved cooking while Jordan danced around the kitchen holding Micah in his arms. We didn't have much, but we had love, and that was everything to me. I still remember our late-night talks, when we would dream about Micah's future. Jordan always said,
"We'll give him the best life, babe, no matter what. He's going to grow up happy, just like us."
And I believed him. I believed we had forever, but forever ended on a rainy Tuesday. Jordan was on his way home from work. There was a heavy storm, the roads were slippery, leading to a fatal accident. A truck skidded and crashed into his car, and Jordan died instantly. When the police came to my door, I thought it was a mistake. I kept shaking my head, refusing to believe the words I was hearing. I kept saying, no, he's coming home. He texted me, he said he was coming home, but he never did. The weeks after that were the worst. I moved through the days like a ghost. I couldn't eat, I barely slept. Every time Micah cried, I held him and cried too. He was only 2, so he didn't understand. He kept looking at the door, waiting for his daddy. My savings ran out faster than I expected. I had stopped working after Micah was born, so I had no job to return to. I tried applying to places, but with no recent experience, nobody called me back. That's when my Aunt Patricia called.
"Sweetheart, come work with me. I've got space at the office. You can ease in slowly and you can bring Micah until you sort out childcare."
I cried when I heard her voice. I didn't even hesitate. I said yes immediately. For the first time since Jordan's death, I felt like maybe things were turning around. The first day I walked into her company, I felt hopeful. Aunt Patricia hugged me warmly, held Micah's hand, and walked me around proudly.
"This is your second home now, Anna. Anything you need, just ask."
She made me feel safe. She let me leave early when Micah wasn't feeling well. She even gave me a small office near hers. Every time she walked by, she waved or dropped a cup of tea on my desk. She made me believe I had a future again. I was so grateful. I worked hard. I stayed late when I could. I did everything she asked and more. I didn't want to disappoint her. I kept telling people how lucky I was to have her. But I didn't know the truth. I didn't know what working for my aunt would really mean. I didn't know that the woman I saw as my savior was about to turn my life into a quiet, painful nightmare. It started small. Patricia noticed how other employees admired my resilience and warmth. And the fact that she always wanted a child but never had one only seemed to fuel her resentment. Soon, she started hating me. After just 1 month of working there, she stopped greeting me in the mornings. When I said hello, she would just nod and walk away. I thought maybe she was just tired or stressed, but it continued happening until I had to stop greeting her. Then she started pointing out small mistakes.
"This file is messy. Why would you submit it like this? Are you crazy?"
But the file was fine. I checked it 3 times. Still, I said sorry and promised to fix it. Then it became more than just small corrections. She started shouting at me, in front of other workers.
"Do you think this is a charity? You're not here to play. Work like the rest."
People started looking at me differently. Some avoided me. Some whispered when I passed by. I felt ashamed, but I didn't understand why she was doing it. I worked hard. I never came late. I stayed extra hours even when I was tired. One afternoon, I knocked on her office door and walked in. "Auntie, please, have I done something wrong? If I have, I'm really sorry. Just tell me what I did." She didn't even look at me for a few seconds. She just clicked her pen and looked annoyed.
You've just been bad, Anna, that's all. You need to do better.
Her words hit me hard, but I just nodded and walked out. From that day, I pushed myself harder. I came earlier than everyone else. I skipped lunch to finish reports. I double-checked every document. But still, nothing changed. She found faults in everything.
You didn't arrange the chairs properly for the meeting. You sent this email too slow. Do you sleep while typing? Why is your son here again? This is a company, not a daycare.
Micah only stayed when his babysitter couldn't come. He stayed quietly in my office with his toy and snacks. But my aunt didn't care. One day, she even told the receptionist,
If Anna brings her son again, tell her to go back home. I don't want to see him here.
That day, I cried in the bathroom for almost an hour. I didn't want Micah to see me sad, so I wiped my face and smiled when I picked him up. Things got worse. She made me clean the office after work hours. I had to sweep the floors, wash coffee mugs, even take out the trash, while the cleaner watched me and laughed. One day I wore a simple dress to work. Nothing fancy, just neat and nice.
So now you're dressing like a queen? For who? The security man?
Everyone in the office heard her and laughed. I wanted the ground to open and swallow me, but I stayed, because I needed the job, because Micah needed food, and because I had no one else. I told myself it was just a phase, that maybe she was angry about something else, that maybe, one day, she'd smile at me again. 2 months later, it was almost Micah's 3rd birthday. I had saved a little money, just enough to plan something small. Nothing big, just a few balloons, a cake, food, and drinks for friends and family. I wanted him to feel loved, to smile, to not miss his daddy too much that day. I went to Aunt Patricia 2 weeks before. "Please, Auntie, I want to take the day off for Micah's birthday, just that one day."
Fine, do whatever you want.
Her voice was dry, but I was happy she agreed. I told my friends, sent out a few messages to some family members. My parents were both dead, so it was a small group, but it meant the world to me. The day came. Micah wore his little blue suit and smiled from ear to ear. I had saved just enough for a clown and a small bouncy castle. He was laughing, jumping, running around with other kids. I couldn't stop smiling either. I finally felt proud of something. Then, without warning, Aunt Patricia stormed in.
Anna, go back to work, now.
I was confused, thinking maybe she was joking. "Auntie, please. I told you about today. It's Micah's birthday. I just wanted him to feel special."
So your job means nothing? Is this a circus? I'll teach you a lesson.
Then she did the unthinkable. First, she pushed Dom the cake then. She grabbed Micah and started hitting him without mercy. Right there in front of everyone. Micah screamed.
Mommy, Mommy.
Everything inside me froze. I rushed forward, but I wasn't fast enough. My friends jumped in. They grabbed Micah and pulled him away from her.
Are you crazy? That's a child.
"What is wrong with you?" One of my closest friends stepped forward and slapped Aunt Patricia right across the face.
Leave now, before we forget you're Anna's family and call the cops on you.
She refused to leave and tried coming for me, but my uncles who were present grabbed her and dragged her out. Micah was shaking in my arms. His little face was wet with tears. My heart broke into 1,000 pieces. The party ended early. I couldn't even smile anymore. The next day, I went to work. I thought maybe she'd pretend like nothing happened. Maybe she'd stay away from me. But the moment I walked in, she was waiting. She slapped me so hard, right in front of the reception. Then she pointed to the door.
You're fired. Get out of my company and don't come back.
I left, holding back tears. I didn't want to cry in front of her. I didn't want her to see me broken. But the moment I got outside, I called my friend Carol.
Anna, what's wrong?
She fired me. My aunt slapped me and sent me out of her company.
Come to my office now. There's an opening at my company. I'll speak to my boss.
I went there right away. Carol helped me with the application. 3 days later, I got a call that I had the job. And not just any job, it paid 4 times more than what Patricia gave me. And there was a free daycare in the building. Micah could stay close, safe, and happy. The first day I walked into that office, I felt at peace. 3 months passed, and my life had become peaceful again. I had a good job. My salary was more than enough for me and Micah. I even got to register him at a lovely kindergarten nearby. Every morning, he would hug me tightly before walking into class with a big smile. I felt proud again. For the first time in a long time, I could breathe, laugh, and sleep well. No more insults. No more walking on eggshells. Then one evening, Aunt Patricia called me.
Anna, please, can you come over? I'd like to talk.
Her voice was soft and almost shaky. For a moment, I was confused. But then I thought maybe she wanted to apologize. I told her I'd come. The next afternoon, I walked into her house. On the center table were 2 cups of tea. I wondered why she prepared the tea before I even arrived.
Please, sit, please.
She turned around and walked into the kitchen, maybe to get something. I glanced at the 2 cups. Without thinking too much, I quickly switched the cups. She returned a moment later.
Tea, I've been thinking a lot. About the past, about how I treated you. I was wrong, Anna. I hurt you. I don't even know why. You didn't deserve it. Please, drink with me. Let's let the past go.
I lifted the cup slowly and drank, pretending everything was fine. We finished our tea and I stood up. Thank you, Auntie. I hope we both move on from all this. I left afterward. 2 days later, my cousin called me.
Anna, have you heard? Aunt Patricia's at the hospital. She's paralyzed. They said it was poison.
I already knew it was the tea. She tried to poison me. If I hadn't switched the cups, it would have been me lying there. I told the whole family what happened. They were shocked. One by one, everyone stopped visiting her. She was left alone in the hospital bed. Meanwhile, without her running the company, things started to fall apart. People resigned, clients left, and within weeks, the company closed down completely. Patricia lost everything. I later sent Patricia a bouquet of dead flowers with a card that read, "For everything you tried to kill." She spent her last days lying in a hospital room, with no one to care for her. No visitors, no family. Micah and I were doing just fine. Every time I looked at him, I knew life had finally given us peace. Thanks for watching.